Hello students, welcome to KANISHKA IAS. Most of you are familiar with the definition of the Constitution. Constitution means it is a blueprint for social and economic as well as political life of the people. No constitution in the world is perfect. You take UK's constitution, American constitution, or even the matter of fact Indian constitution. Every constitution may not be able to integrate the dynamics that are happening in the society. It is not a constant thing. Society is not a constant thing. It finds continuously in the evolution. Naturally, it is difficult to integrate the dynamics, social, economic and political system into the constitution. For that requirement, every country has evolved its own system. And this system to address the gaps in the constitution include largely, number one, enactment of the laws by the legislature. Legislature tries to make laws in order to fill the gaps in the constitution or in order to give enforcement for the principles mentioned in the constitution. For instance, Article 17 of the constitution, which prescribes untouchability must be abolished. Hence, Parliament has enacted Prevention of SC/ST Atrocity Act of 1989. Article 21A, right to education for all the children between 6 to 14 years. Similarly, we have enacted Right to Education Act. That is how certain articles will provide enforcement as well as certain laws will be providing gap filling information for the constitution. For example, President and Vice President Election Act. That is what a gap filling legislation. That is number one. Coming to number two, constitution is amended. You take Indian constitution, it has been amended 106 times. Why? Because when the society changes, when the social profile and economic profile and political aspirations are changing in the society, suitable changes must be made in the constitution. And coming to number three, judicial interpretations. Judiciary gives a lot of service to the society by interpreting the constitution in the most progressive way. When the constitution was enacted on November 26, 1949, the right to privacy was not made part of the fundamental rights. Supreme Court in Nagaraj versus Union of India said, Constitution in fact does not provide you fundamental rights, rather it safeguards your rights which are mentioned in the constitution. The source of the fundamental rights is not the constitution itself, rather it is the natural rights. The role of the judiciary is to discover the natural rights and place it under the existing dimensions of the fundamental rights. That's why judiciary plays a very important role in evolution of the fundamental rights or evolution of the values of the constitution especially. Coming to the fourth important thing is conventions. Conventions are nothing but time-tested practices which are aligned with the democratic spirit of the constitution. We are following very important democratic conventions. For example, the leader of opposition or any opposition leader shall be made as a chairperson of the PAC. And apart from that, you can see the Chief Justice of India is the one who is the senior most judge in the Supreme Court. Governor of a state, generally an outsider to the state. Deputy Speaker post must be offered to opposition party leaders. Similarly, the Speaker of Lok Sabha's election must be done not on the party lines, rather on the basis of consensus. These are the practices which are not mentioned in the constitution, but still they will provide a proper legitimacy to the political system and they will uphold the larger spirit of the constitution, the constitutional morality it upholds. That's why the political system tries to address the dynamic aspects of the society by means of these four tools. That is lawmaking, amendment process, judicial interpretation and fourthly, conventions. I hope this video is very much useful for you to understand the dimensions of polity and constitution. Thank you.